14. Thank God I haven't gone too far. So yeah, we can share now. Okay, thank you for reminding me. So your body doesn't know all of those things. Your body just wants nutrients. So you want to give your body those nutrients to help your body. And then when your body now gets the food and can't find those nutrients, your body is disappointed, right? The body is so smart. They can begin to make up, but at some point, you won't be able to make up any longer. So we want to be sure that the food is as close to nature as possible. So when you are planning your meal, is the reason you will find that things are not on that meal plan, that we will not even put them there in the first place. So we want to be sure that it's a non-GMO food, is a non-GMO produce. You will see when you see an apple that is as big as the size of a human head, you know, that is telling you something is wrong with that apple. Or you get oranges that are seedless. Something is wrong with it. That is a departure from nature, from the way it is being meant to function. Something is wrong with it. The company that is at the forefront of GMO products, Monsanto's. Yeah, this is going online, so I don't know. There are suits everywhere in the world, countries in the world. They are being sued, but unfortunately, when they go to Nigeria, we try to stop them. We try to pass across materials to the people in charge of policy making in Nigeria. One very, very influential person right now is at the board, who is heading agriculture in Africa. He was the minister for agriculture then in Nigeria. And unfortunately, what we were told was that he doesn't have time to study these materials. What happens if you go online, just go and check for Roundup. Check for Roundup, you will see several, class action suits, right? Against that company in the US and so many parts of the world, because Roundup has been known to cause cancer, right? And the aim of this is that what they do with Roundup, what Monsanto does is that they give you the seed to go plant the food. So because the seed of that food, the seed you are planting, so that you have to keep coming back to them. I don't know if that was their initial intention, but that is what happens. Now they give you seed to go plant orange. The oranges you plant, you got the seed from them, will not have seeds. So when the next orange season comes, you have to go to them to buy seed again for you to plant. The same happens to every other food that they grow. And then they have this Roundup. Roundup is meant to handle weeds from growing. This chemical has been so done that it targets only weeds and it does not target the main plant. But the truth is that when Roundup is applied, everything around that place, nothing else will grow there. It's only that particular plant or product that the Roundup is meant for that is going to grow. Any other thing will not grow there. And we've always known before Roundup even came up that pesticides, insecticides, even those ones you use in your home, the spray that you use in fighting mosquitoes and all those mosquito repellents, they are recalcitrants, which is why when you are buying repellents for mosquitoes, look for organic repellents. And you can even make your own repellents yourself by burning the back of oranges. Dry the peels of oranges. If you have mosquito issues, the back of the peel of oranges have been used as a repellent. So this is recalcitrants, meaning that they don't diffuse into the air, they don't degenerate into the soil, right? They stay there, and then they cause more problems with the environment. So that is what Roundup does, and it's found in foods that is used in them. And so there are so many class action cases in the US right now for people who can trace one or two conditions to Roundup, cancers and the like of them, and they are winning the suit, so they are compensating such people in so many cases. In Europe, the product is entirely banned. In the UK has a stricter regulation when it comes to their food. Canada is following that pattern as well. You cannot use Monsanto products in Canada. No, it's not allowed. You know, it's the same thing in the UK, right? In the US, they do that a lot in the US. So no non-GMO food should be allowed. Eliminate toxins and toxic substances. MSG, we talk about MSG a lot. What is MSG? Monosodium glutamate. We don't want to have it. It's an excitotoxin, it's a neurotoxin. When we say excitotoxin, it means it excites and overstimulates the cells of the brain. So in kids, it could lead to seizures in kids. I've mentioned this in previous videos, and then we've seen it eliminated in some people's diet, and then they've recovered quickly from certain conditions. So we want to eliminate that. It shouldn't be, when you're having a meal plan, you don't want anything that will contain all of these things on your meal plan. So you are filtering, it's like a filtration process for your food. And then you want to make sure that these things you are having is healthy. The food you are serving is healthy. We want to eat Nigerian food, yes. But if you want to eat Nigerian food, you want to eat your local food, make sure the process of producing the food you are eating is pure, is natural, and will not further complicate your health conditions. And saturated fats, I've mentioned the case of people who always like to fry, overeat their palm oil. That's one part. They're frying, excessive frying. People fry everything. There are people who can fry water. If they don't fry it, they can't eat it. I don't know what the problem is with frying. So instead of frying, we have other alternatives that we've talked about on this program. That there are things that we should consider. How do you know food with MSG? You got to check the content, right? You got to check the content of the food, to know whether they have several names. You know, they hide them in several names. MSG, one very quick example I give is the noodles. The very popular noodles in Nigeria that if you take it abroad, if you smuggle it, if they find it on you at JFK Airport or at Heathrow Airport, they are going to confiscate it. Even some of the seasonings, the cubes that we use, the seasoning cubes we use, you know them by name. I can't mention names right now because this is going live. And so you know, I mean, it's going to be recorded and it's going to be put on YouTube. You know the names of those products, those cubes you use, those seasoning, right? They contain MSG. The truth is that when you step out of Nigeria, those seasonings I mean, the ones in Nigeria are tastier than the ones in other parts of the world. The reason is that those countries have regulated the amount of MSG that can be allowed in those seasonings for their own country. It even goes as far as, people who take alcoholic products. Yeah, you know their names. So somebody's putting the name on the chat group. Yeah, so alcoholic beverages, right? You know, one of the very common one, even in the native country where that alcoholic beverage is made from, the ones they make from Nigeria, people from Nigeria who live there, they prefer the one made in Nigeria than to the one made in the native country of that alcoholic beverage. Why? There are certain regulations, certain things that have been considered unhealthy for human consumption in those countries that in Nigeria they don't consider them as unhealthy. So they allow people to just ingest them. The reason your health should be in your hand and you should take responsibility for your own health and the health of the members of your family. So no processed food or refined foods, processed carb, refined salts, we've mentioned them. If you go back to the first list on the first document that was given, unfortunately, I've seen people who ask questions and discover that they are either not reading all those documents and then they just believe, I don't know what is expected, of us to do after we give, we put all those things in the documents, we go through them, we gave a list of all of these things there. Refined salts, instead of refined salt, which is a table salt, the common table salt you have, use sea salt, unrefined sea salt. Let me use that word, unrefined sea salt. So the unrefined sea salt is coarse, it's not sharp, it's not smooth. That is why it is unrefined. That is healthier, it's healthy, right? And then ensure best cooking methods that would conserve the nutrients in the food. Like in the case of yam, I give that example all the time. When you are boiling the yam, make sure you don't peel. You peel after it is boiled so that you can conserve it. Don't overcook your vegetables. We all know that. When you are making your stew or your soup, make sure that vegetables and your oil are the last thing that goes in there. And the oil we've recommended the olive oil, which should be cold pressed, the sesame oil, the udo oil. Some of these, like the udo's oil, when you eat them under high heat, you denature them. So all the omega-3, 6, and 9 that we want to gain as benefit from those oils, we lose them when they are when you eat them. So what you do is that make sure that the last thing that comes up that you apply in your food. Africans, we fry our oils. In other part of the world, they use that oil as dressing. So they don't eat oil the way we do the frying and all of that. if you live, for those of us who live outside of Nigeria, people don't want to give us houses for reasons about, they say our food, our cooking is always spicy, and that the spice has a way of staying, in the house. The smell, the odor of our spices. So Nigerians and Indians have been noted for that. Nigerians, Indians, Pakistanis have been noted for that their food, they cook with heavy spice. Their foods are heavily spiced. So people don't want to give us, they don't want to rent their houses because they believe that you are going to, do that to that. So we want to reduce all of that, not do less of frying and do more of, using your oil as a dressing, right? So that becomes healthy. So that covers our assimilative meals. So when you're planning your meal, which is usually your lunch, which is a cooked meal, make sure that the cooked meal are cooked in the right order. So I eliminate all of these things from there. And then you can still go ahead to, continue your Nigerian meal during the day, all right? So the last part is the rejuvenation part, which is the healing process where the body heals itself and reverses certain disease conditions, where the body also has the ability to repair and replace when necessary. Every day, this part is very key to any healing process that will take place in the body. Every day, 50 billion cells die in the human body, and 50 billion new cells are created. 50 billion cells die, and 50 billion new cells are created. Now, this entire process, DAR cycle, if well done, is going to ensure that the new 50 billion cells that are created during this phase of rejuvenation are healthier cells, are stronger cells. So even if somebody is ill and have some sickness or whatever condition, every day the sickle cells, not sickle cell anemia right now, the sickly cells are dying, not sickly cells are dying off. We shed them, and the new cells are being formed. The new cells that are being replaced are healthy cells, strong cells. It's going to be easy to reverse any disease condition. This is the reason we have formulated and we stand on the ground that there is no condition that is irreversible. If caught early, if attended to early on time, and then the right thing is done, if the habits are reversed. One would say there are no incurable diseases, there are only incurable people. Right? Your father has a condition, and then you believe because your father has that condition, then you must have that condition. The truth is that both you and your father, or you are doing the same thing your father did. That is why what happened to your father will likely happen to you. The conditions that grew up in your mom will likely happen to you. And when your mom lives healthy, you see parents who live, our grandparents who live up to 120, 130. I think my grandfather was still having kids at over 100 years, right? So nowadays, you find young men of 35 who are having erectile dysfunction. They are no longer able to copulate, as it were. Why? It's because of habits. They are not doing what their fathers did. They stopped doing what their grandfathers did. So a healthy lifestyle can be inherited. If I want to use that word, it is not the disease that is inherited, it is the lifestyle. So we inherit the habits. So when you inherit that habit, you are going to inherit the diseases and conditions, or the healthy conditions that follow the particular habit or trait or a lifestyle that you have inculcated. So the reason some of us will complain, oh, this looks hard, this looks difficult, is because we are already formed, especially in this our age. Some of us are already grandparents. We're already formed. We are set in a particular lifestyle, in a feeding pattern. So it's not difficult for us to change. But 30 days is all we need. If we can just go through this in 30 days, after 30 days, we will have been able to retrain our taste buds and retrain our bodies to go in line with this kind of lifestyle. Let me tell you a small joke. There is a guy who all his life had been going on Okada in Lagos. Is it that Okada? That's the popular means of public transportation, right? So it's like public transit. Is that you're on a bike or you go on a public train? So he got a time, this guy got a car. And then the very first day he went out with the car. He parked the vehicle, went into the premises where he was going to do what he had to do. And after doing what he had to do, the guy went home. The guy got home before he remembered that he left his car where he parked the car. Because he had forgotten he had just gotten the car. So he was used to jump on Okada, take me home. So he got home before he remembered, wait a minute, I think I bought a car yesterday. Where is my car? Oh, I left the car where I went. So he had to go back to the place to go pick his car. That is how powerful our habits are. That is how powerful a lifestyle is. So if you give yourself into a particular lifestyle, it's going to be easy for you. At the long run, you'll be able to change and adapt to the new lifestyle. The entire purpose of this exercise is not for you to now begin to, after you've lost 4 pounds or 4 kg or 12 kg as you were, you've reached your target weight, you now go back to your former lifestyle. What I always say is that, like this parable of Jesus, when he said, a demon left a place, he came back, he said the end of that person will be worse than his beginning. So the point is that although by the time we finish this exercise, we will relax some of these things, we will relax them a bit, right? So that you can look fleshy a bit. Not like you're going to have so much, you just look fleshy. And I was saying that like for example, somebody who is at 80 kg, he wants to drop to like 70, and then you drop to 70. We can be playing between 65 and 70 for you, for your weight. The moment you are getting to 75, 76, your body begins to signal you that you are going back to where you used to be. So you need to go back to your lifestyle and adjust certain things, right? So that is what this whole exercise is all about. So go through this, enjoy it for now, and then allow it to, to complete its process in you. So what are the kind of meals you're going to have before bedtime? Raw foods, which you can take like snacks, soups. Advocate the consumption of soups, especially if you can do mushrooms. Please ensure that the mushrooms you are buying are the edible mushrooms. There are mushrooms that are poisonous. If you eat them, they are fatal. Mushrooms are not plants, neither are they animals. They are not plants, neither are they animals. They are fungi. They belong to a different phylum when it comes to the to classification. So they are neither plants nor animals. So, but they have a life of their own. They have a different thing. So they have a whole lot of properties that we can actually learn from, and the body can use from. So when I ask that you get reishi mushroom, which is a ganoderma, where people are talking about shiitake mushroom, cremini mushroom. I think that's common. That's about the most common here. I don't know what's common in the UK. And this again could have a different name. So you could make a soup with them, like you're making pepper soup. So instead of having your fish, your goat meat, and all of that, mushrooms could serve like your fish, your meat, your plant, your protein, your animal protein, like you like to call them. Like mushrooms could serve as that. They give your body so many medical or medicinal benefits, right? So somebody's saying any other option if you don't like mushrooms. Well, I don't know. You could do any other thing. You could do fish pepper soup. You could do fish soups, fish pepper soup. There's nothing wrong with fish pepper soup. But ensure that the fish you take in are scaly fishes. We don't want you to go do fishes that are not scaly. So scaly fishes are fish that have, those ones that have a lot of scale. Tilapia will be one of them. Croaker will be one of them. The reason is that right there on the IC where these fishes are harvested, a whole lot of toxic materials are dumped there from the ship and the all stuff that goes, that fly there. And then some of them, the process of harvesting, in some cases, we've seen videos where they use chemicals to harvest these fishes, right? So if you eat scaly fishes, to a large extent, because of their scale, their body is able to reduce the extent of toxic materials that they ingest or that comes on their skin. So that is one of the reasons for advocating that you should do scaly fishes, and you should do it moderately. So that would be like an alternative to people who do not like mushrooms. And then use herbal spices. There are a lot of spices. I think we mentioned quite a number of spices. Oregano, basil, dill, a whole lot of spices. Somebody's asking, no chicken at all? Why? In line of discussion. Yeah, you can eat your chicken if they are free range. If you raise your chicken yourself, go ahead, use your chicken. Somebody's asking, can we use palm oil? I've said that. Red oil, there's nothing wrong with it. There are so many diet programs, they will tell you red oil is bad. The only thing wrong with red oil is when you bleach the oil. What Yorubas people will say, one bar. I don't know where they got that from. And the whole house will be God, can't even be coffee. I don't know whether people outside of Nigeria still do that. Because I don't know how you do that with your fire stove. It's gonna trigger it, it's gonna go off. It's bad. Don't bleach the oil. You know when you are bleaching it, when it's changing color, you now see it begins to foam. It has gotten to this point of bleaching. So what you have just done is that you have processed that oil, you have refined it. The thing you bleached off are the things that can help your body to ingest and digest the oil. So that is why the name palm oil, oh, don't take palm oil, is bad. It's because people bleach it. So don't bleach it, and it's going to be fine. Chicken, I've said, chicken will be fine if you do them, if they are free range, or they are raised organically, not those ones that are raised like in the US, where from egg to chicken, frozen chicken can take like 3 days. Everything. There's a process that can make it, that can raise those chicken in 3 days, and then they slaughter them and put them and package them for people to buy. So that's the kind of chicken we want. So, but again, if you are having a condition, when I say a condition, I mean, if you have an underlying condition, I always tell people go entirely off animal protein, beef, meat, fish. If you want quick result, like you have for example, if somebody is dealing with cancer and we want the person to heal rapidly, it's a no-no. It's a complete, what you can call a vegan diet, complete no-no for meat, fish, and all of that. But that's not what we are doing. And I think on the meal plan, we introduced a few of them. Last week we had them. This week there is no animal. The only animal protein on the list this week is the fish. I mean, it's fish. We don't have any chicken or whatever. I think last week there's a chance we had goat meat last week. I also said you can do goat meat if you want to do goat meat. Somebody had asked a question. Okay, let me take the questions when I'm done, so it's going to be easier for us, so I will not miss my thoughts. Right, somebody had asked a question on shrimps and seafoods. I love seafoods, but do them sparingly, right? Do them sparingly. Last week also on the meal plan was gizzards, and we said 4 gizzards. So don't go and overload gizzards and say you are you are the king of your village. It's time to do gizzard and you overload. You know, those days people do those things as a sign of healthy living. Have you observed that when you go to a 5-star hotel, what the way they serve the meal? Nobody serves any meal the way we eat at home, like somebody who is only hungry man size. Why? Have you observed that? Yeah, you are paying a whole lot of money. You go to a 5-star restaurant, you order for food, you look at the food and you ask yourself, how can this be my food? This is all I'm paying for. But the truth is that if you eat the food slowly, you eat everything they give to you. I really don't know what is going on with this upgrade that this thing is giving me. I really don't understand what is going on. But if you do eat the food, you see that your tummy will be full. Why? They kind of have prepared the food, and they have some other things that have been surrounded with the food that will give your body the satisfaction it derives, right? Your salad dressing should be organic. Try playing with the colors I've mentioned that area. And then plant-derived milk, tiger nut, almond, coconut, hemp milk. All of this can be for your bedtime. All of this we do so that your body can be able to go through the process of rejuvenation. Somebody's echo is coming back. So 2 things not to be taken after 8 p.m. After 8 p.m., no more food. Dinner should be suspended after 8 p.m. No meal 1 hour before bed. So if you're going to sleep, you're going to go to bed in 1 hour. Make sure that it's not 10 minutes to that 1 hour. You begin to eat anything. And if you must, you can top up that meal with an apple. After you finish the food, take an apple. We always want to do a reverse. Like some people will say, okay, the first thing you have is an appetizer, then you have the main meal, you have a dessert afterwards. Well, it depends on what you make your desserts. If I come to you, if I want to eat, my vegetables, my salad will be my appetizer. And okay, like if you want to do a 50-50, your salad should be your appetizer. You can eat your vegetable salad first before you have a cooked meal, if you must, right? You can eat your vegetable salad first, then you can do your cooked meal, right? So some people will say, okay, your vegetable salads are your desserts. They should be the first things you eat. So your apple, you could take an apple if you eat late. Why? It's going to aid digestion. Apple aids digestion, especially the green ones, the green apple. It aids digestion. So we are going to lie down it will not, it will going to help your body to quickly digest the food. And when you wake up light. You won't be turning on the bed, you know, because you ate late. All right. So that's all. So I can stop sharing. Thank you. So let me look at all the questions that we have. Are crabs and lobsters good as well? Yeah, I've explained them. Eat them sparingly. Sparingly. Chicken good for lunch or for dinner. This person talking about chicken. Eat chicken sparingly, please. For fibroids, can I eat animal protein? Fish alone is advised. Snails and goat meat. Well, it depends on how you prepare your snails. Because when you look at if the same case is applicable for lobsters and crabs, when you look at the food chain for the kingdom where these animals belong, they are usually at the bottom of the food chain, meaning that they likely, you know, clean the ocean floor. They pack up all the toxins from other animals, their waste product, the waste of other animals in the same kingdom are the things they feed on. So you want to be sure that they are well cleaned. Just like the issue for snail, right? Some people, that's why they don't eat snail. The way they crawl on their belly, they pack up so many things and what they feed on. I'm not saying that you can't, but make sure they are thoroughly cleaned. You are going to eat them. The same thing goes for your seafoods, crabs, lobsters, and the rest of them. Can we use, is granola mostly with PBM okay for dinner as substitute? Yeah, they are okay. You can, but you must do them 1 hour before. 1 hour before going to bed. I had granola yesterday before going to bed without any PBM. I just, without any milk. I munched on it because I worked very late to the late hours last night, and then I wouldn't want to eat anything again at that time of night. So I just snacked on them. I snacked on the granola and I drank water with it, and I went to bed with an apple. Can we use matcha powder for our, yeah, you can. Bitter melon tea at night or any tea. We're trying to reduce toxins. Green tea contains caffeine. You have to use them moderately. Chamomile tea is a very good one for you to sleep at night. It helps with your hormones, helps with your melatonin production. It's going to help you to sleep. It's going to calm you. Ganoderma tea is also a very good one. If you can get Ganoderma tea, it's also good. Bitter melon tea is a colon detox. It can help you as well. Bitter melon tea, Ganoderma tea, ginger root tea. Yeah, ginger is a good tea if you have the tea. All of these are good teas that will help you. But ensure that you are buying these teas, they are organic. Ensure that they are not having content. You see, they label those foods. For those of us who don't live in Nigeria, you see that every food is labeled. It's a difficult thing in Nigeria. It's all a question of regulation. Things should be regulated. Food should be labeled. You walk into a store, you see the label, you see GMO food, you see foods that are not organic, that are grown with fertilizers, you see those that are grown with chemicals, you see those that are not, that are just organic, next to nature. So we want to be sure that you grow your food.
No, he went to
grow
do
your food as close as possible. How do I mute? Okay, so you want to be sure that your food, okay, all right. Okay, so you want to be sure that your food is as close to nature as possible. They don't contain anything. Oh, hibiscus tea, good to take during the day or at night before going to bed. You can take the hibiscus tea anytime. If you have high blood pressure or diabetes, hibiscus tea is recommended, highly recommended if you can lay hands on them. Ensure that the process is organic, the process is true and thorough. They did not mix some other things or other chemicals to preserve them. One other clue is that look for local farmers, even if you live in Nigeria. Like yes, well, I was looking for Lugula for somebody in Nigeria, and we found a local farmer. Lemongrass tea is okay. A local farmer. So go online and search. It's what you look for. Some of these farmers grow these products. When they don't find people to buy, they stop growing them. But when they begin to receive requests in your area that you want, they can start growing, or they have some they can share with you. Some of them grow them for their own personal consumption. The moment they know you are interested, they will increase the growth and they can share with you. I mean, farmers love that a lot. Nobody wants to farm in vain. A lot of these farmers are looking for who to share some of this stuff with. If you live in places where you have farmers association, you can Google them, look for the local farmers association, local organic farmers association, right? Yeah, somebody's printed out. Thank you. Hibiscus is Zobo. Thank you. Yeah, Zobo. That's Zobo drink. That's hibiscus. Hibiscus. All right. So, any other question coming in? I think we've covered all the questions. Right. So, thank you very much, everybody. The video will be available on YouTube, and we'll put the link up for those who missed the class to watch again. You can as well now go in your various groups. If there are any questions, please let us know. See people who post issues of their medications or their supplements on their group. I would advise that if you want to post anything as regards your supplements, especially those that are not recommended within the group, I would advise that you do that privately, not on the group. For safety reasons, to save other people. That is just the reason. All right. So thank you, everyone. The meeting is going to end now, and then you can meet and discuss this at the group level. We will release the assignment for the week today. The video of the week will also be released today. All right. Thank you very much. Have a nice day, nice night. Good night to those who are going to bed. Good morning to those who are just waking up and those who are just going to work. Have a nice day at work. All right, bye, everybody.